Next one is next question is why people collaborate. People they collaborate for a number of reasons. Okay, for a number of reasons. They do collaboration. One of it to promote shared learning. Okay, another thing is to reduce the time taken to develop and commercialize new products. That's what we are promoting. We cannot do everything, right? We need to, the best is we need to focus to what we good, what we at best at, and then we collaborate with others so that we can reduce the time to develop and to commercialize new product. That's why more we share, more we give. Through my experience, some people say, "Oh no, cannot. This is our trade secret." Something like, of course, our niche. We are going to, we're going to continue to have our own niche. But at the same time, when you share, you can achieve wonder. You can achieve. We produce an excellent result. Okay. Another thing is to achieve scale economies in production. Okay. Uh, to achieve scale economies in production, can produce more, okay, produce more, and you can reduce the risk of development or market entry, okay, risk of development. That's why at early of our lecture, I have mentioned about some people they shortcut the development part. They just buy the patent, for example, because they have cut short the time the duration to do R&D. Okay, so most of the people in Japan they are doing this type of work. Okay, people do a lot of R&D, for example, in America or in other country, and then what they do, they just apply or use the available pattern and they apply in the area or in other application. Another thing is to reduce costs. Okay, reduce costs of technological development or market entry. Okay, these are um, five reasons of why people they collaborate. Here is the model of collaboration for innovation. Okay, if you look at the figure, um, in any specific case, the firm they are likely to have multiple motifs for an alliance. Okay, but for the sake of analysis, okay, for the sake of analysis to simplify our understanding, it is useful to us to the group useful to the group the rationale for collaboration into technological market and organizational motive. You look at here, what is the motive? Right? Motive of collaboration. Of course, it is you're going to have a strategic motive and also the tactical, okay? The tactical aspect. Strategic for the term of leadership and learning, and tactical in terms of cost, of cost and risk. Okay, and then next part you can see is in terms of the technology is for to stay competitive. Okay, uh, complexity and codify ability. The keyword is code, codify this set of regulations, right? Of course, we have to comply with set of regulations. Okay, for example, in US, there are a lot of requirements before you can enter the market, and you have to pass a different kind of set of rule and regulation, right? So, if your partner or your collaborator already have that experience and the track record of that, so your product is can penetrate the market. Another thing is the aspect of organization. Okay, existing competency. Okay, corporate culture. Okay, every company they have their own culture, a good culture, which they management, comfort, and then to design the of alliance, okay, partner selection, trust, and communication, objective and reward. And then we have the arrow here, which is the loop. Okay, this looping is for continuous improvement. Okay, CQI, continuous quality improvement. We have the learning part of it. Okay, in the learning part, the intent to learn, receptive to knowledge, okay, and transparency of the partner. So this one goes on, and goes on to to complete the loop. This is the simplified model for collaboration for innovation. The following is I would like to share with you the survey, okay, that been done by UMIS. UMIS is one of the top university in the UK. Okay, uh, is one of top university in the UK. They carried out the survey for more than 100 UK-based alliance. Okay, confirm that it confirms the importance of market induced motive for collaboration. Okay, so if you look at the table 11.1, um, they list down the following motive. Okay, for example, the the motive is to respond to customer need, to respond to market need, respond to uh, technology changes, to reduce the risk of R&D, to broaden product range, reduce R&D costs, improve time to market, okay, improve, respond to the competitors, respond to the management initiative, and to be more innovative in product development. These are uh, the motive for collaboration. Okay. Um, and so forms of collaboration. Of course, the one that I mentioned just now, the study also from UMIS, they also have identified potential risks. Don't become so excited or so happy for that collaboration. Of course, it will have potential risks associated with collaboration, such as, for example, what leakage of information, right? Leakage of information, loss of control, or loss of ownership. Okay, so and then divergence of aim and objective, and it will result in conflict. Okay, so these are the potential risks. Okay, associated with collaboration. Another aspect that I would like to put emphasis here also, when you talk about collaboration, joint ventures, okay, whether it is formal or informal, typically it is will take the form of agreement between two or more firms to co-develop a new technology or product. Okay, um, so there are different form of collaboration. One of the researcher says they identify a range of motive for strategic alliance and suggest strategies to exploit each. To one of it, to build critical mass through co-option alliance. Okay, to reach new market by leveraging core specialized resources. And then number three is to gain new competency through organizational learning. Okay, these are the three strategies that can be exploited. Okay, I have explained to you different forms of collaboration. The next aspect is, if you look at table 10.3, table 10.3 is basically common reason for failure. Common reason for failure, okay, of alliance. Okay. Okay. So reason for failures. Okay, look at the figure there. It's a common failure of alliance. They have review of 16 studies. Okay, 16 studies. This table present the most common reason for failure. Okay, based on meta analysis of 16 studies. Okay, so they have reviewed if the study reviewed differ in the sample and methodologies, but 11 factors appear and provide all right, sorry for the delay. Our neighbor, their pet went into my house. So everybody become so afraid. Okay, anyhow, I will continue. These are the most common reason for failure. Okay, even though they have different samples or method to be used, but statistically, these are the main reason for failure. One of it is strategic goal, the divergence of their strategic goal. Yeah, of course, people they have different goal, they set different strategy. Another one is partner problems. Okay, partner problems, and then the strong weak relation, and then cultural mismatch. Cultural mismatch. Not only international people, but even among us also, people from different regions, so they have their own, culture, their own way or their own style. So we cannot fit with that style. So that's why the alliance fail. Insufficient trust. Okay. and then the operational geographical overlap, personnel clashes, lack of commitment, unrealistic expectation time, okay, and then asymmetric incentive. People from that company, they get better perks than us. We are doing the work same load. So these are things that become the top reason for failure of product alliance. Okay, so we must understand of all of this. Um, the next aspect that I'm going to touch also is common problem with alliance. As I repeat, I've mentioned just now, share hard earned technical market knowledge, compromise product spec, development strategy, and then danger of leakage of knowledge, okay, to third parties. That's why people, most of the company, in the beginning, they're very happy opening their company in China. In China, they can get the benefit of, cheap labor, labor intensive, and then the very large amount of, workers over there. They can deliver very fast. But the problem is the leakage of knowledge, okay, leakage of knowledge, and then a lot of imitation product later on, okay. So now they are facing the problem, okay. People, especially the top company, the branded product, chocolate product, dairy, or electrical part, and so forth. So how can we improve? Okay, improve the alliance to become successful. Okay, um, we can improve. We can improve it by it should be perceived as important by all partners. Every partner must perceive that this collaboration is important and will be everybody will get benefit of it. And then the alliance champion exists. You must have a clear plan and mileage. Clear plan, clear milestone should be agreed. And you must have a frequent communication between partners. You cannot do assumption. Our culture or our people that have always have a tendency not to keep in touch frequently. Just okay, just leave it like that. Okay, no. You must have frequent communication between partners. Contribution and benefit perceived should be fair, right? So everybody will have to share the burden and to share the load and benefit, okay, to be fair, and high trust between partners, okay, not conceptual. Another thing that I'm going to highlight here, if you look at this table, this figure, is basically the benefits. What will be the benefit and what will be the limits, okay, of open innovation? Even though we say, oh, good to have the use of open innovation, we have discussed in chapter 6, in earlier chapter, okay, as a way of searching and identify the external source of innovation, okay. But open innovation can also be applied, okay, to the later stages of the innovation process, okay, meaning not only at early part of our work, but it can also be applied to the later stages of the innovation process, including during the development and commercialization. Okay, so this open innovation model, it will emphasize that the firm should acquire valuable resources, okay, from external firm and share internal resources for new product, okay, for new product or new service development, okay. So this concept, the concept of open innovation, okay, is currently very popular, okay, in innovation management research and also in practice, okay. If you look at figure here, this figure is it shows the innovation process, okay, how the company can benefit from external and internal resources, okay, internal resources. This figure shows the strategy to support open innovation, okay, starting from if you look at here, complement versus substitute, okay, complement versus substitute. And here is contractual or market versus rational versus organizational. So we have different boxes here. You have license, outsource, I can outsource, strategic alliance, and joint venture. Okay, joint venture. So our approach to open innovation depends on the number and type of sources and partners, okay, with which company collaborate, okay, company collaborate in phases of innovation process that the company open to external contribution. All right. Here is an example of a closed versus open innovation, so that we can see it clearly, okay, because I mentioned just now the term of closed innovation versus open innovation. So this, if you can read the slide, it's mentioned that open innovation is considered as an alternative, okay, alternative to so-called internal innovation, okay. But basically it's not. It can most of research and practitioner, they demonstrate that these two components, they are, you know, they complement each other, okay, complement each other. So in this study, what have been done by the researcher, by the Professor J. Titt and their work back in 2016. I think this is quite recent study. For the last 5 years, we consider the literature is current if you use for the last 5 years data. So in this study, what they did, they have investigated the interaction between internal R&D, okay, and external sources of innovation over time, okay. So they are using the data of 325 companies for 5 years. For 5 years, okay. Some study, sometimes it goes to 100 years. Okay, depends. But for this work, they have done 5 years. Conventionally, by conventional way, internal R&D expenditure is used as a proxy to absorb capacity. And not sincere, just use R&D as a proxy. So in our current structure, people in R&D normally, you know, in cold storage, they cannot climb the ladder. But in the context of open innovation, this can be problematic as well. Okay, so Internal R&D may also constrain present future absorption, okay, and recession exploitation for a number of reasons. What are they? There are degree of development, structure, geography, relevant to existing business unit and market. Okay, so the significance of this finding is on the study by Professor J. T. What he said here is the relationship between internal and external knowledge and performance changes over time. Okay, so the relationship of the internal and external knowledge performance changes over time, while the ideal strategic balance, okay, needs to consider decision taken at different times. So you need to always revise, revisit. That's why in the flowchart that I have given earlier, we need to always, in contact and then revisit um, to do the continuous improvement of that. Get the feedback, always in contact. Okay. So reliance on external knowledge will have a negative effect if not briefly supported by internal R&D. This table, okay, if you look at this table, table 11.10, it's identify the potential benefit of applying open innovation. Okay, you look at the column that we have there are 6 principles of open innovation. Okay, the second column is their potential benefits. Okay, and then the third column is what are the challenges of it. So how to apply? When we apply, what will be the challenge? Okay. The first one is we can tap into external knowledge. Okay, tap into external knowledge, and then external R&D will have significant value, and then do not have to originate research in order to profit from it. Building a better business model is superior to be first to the market. Still remember the earlier topic we talked about early entrant and late entrant, and then being use of internal and external ideas. Okay, not generation of ideas, and then profit from others IP. This is the one that I mentioned about IP. How can we profit from others IP? Okay. So I take one of it, which is, for example, we tap into external knowledge. So the potential benefit, what will be the potential benefit of it? So the benefit of it, the potential benefit, will increase pool of knowledge, reduce reliance on limited internal knowledge. Okay. And the challenge to apply it is how to search for and identify relevant knowledge sources. Sources of knowledge tu, kan? That's why you need to get the correct knowledge lah. To get the right knowledge that's why you need to do the collaboration. That's why to relate with PPRN project that you do, that's why you need to collaborate with people of knowledge, who can do and can get an access of it. How your work, that you do, you can develop a theoretical framework of it. You know the practical aspect, but you need to get the fundamental of it right. Okay, and we have to answer the question. Yeah. And then how to share or transfer such knowledge, especially tacit knowledge and systematic knowledge. Okay? This is uh, what we talk about potential benefits and challenges when you apply open innovation. Okay, here is the case study. Okay, case study that you are going to do to discuss in group for this chapter. Okay, so every chapter we have one case study. The purpose of case study is to strengthen the theory that you learn, to strengthen your fundamental. So inshallah by reading or by referring to a different case study, you're going to get benefit out of it. Okay, hopefully you can apply it later on in your workplace. Okay, this case study is related to Dysol. Okay, Dysol, an Australian-based company. Okay, so this is the question for discussion. Okay, question for discussion. So I hope you can discuss this in your group. All right. So we're going to stop here.